Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for being here in the sweltering heat and haze. It means so much that we would take the time to get together in unity on this issue. You know, Alliance Defending Freedom is a group of Christian lawyers working to protect the most innocent among us and make sure that those who are not so innocent are held accountable. You know, working for some lawyers has some benefits. I get to find out all the laws that are broken every day. So out of all of these organizations, I just want to hear it. Who's breaking the law? Now, if anyone else was breaking the laws that Planned Parenthood was, I can guarantee you we wouldn't be having to fight about whether tax dollars were going to it. They've hidden abuse of women and children, like we've just seen in some very recent states, of 14-year-olds being impregnated and going in for help and not getting it at Planned Parenthood. And one thing that I want to share with you that I don't think is out there enough in the media is the fact that our group, Alliance Defending Freedom, went and filed a FOIA, a Freedom of Information Act, to see what Planned Parenthoods were licensed to do mammograms. And I don't know if you can see this map right here to my left. We handed these out. 0 Planned Parenthoods are licensed to do mammograms. On the left, you see 8,000 facilities that are licensed to do mammograms. On the right, you see all the Planned Parenthoods that are. You will hear in Congress and you will hear the President of the United States claim that Planned Parenthood has got to be around because women need mammograms, and I agree. So it's completely offensive that you would claim that Planned Parenthood does it. We should be redirecting funds to facilities that do mammograms. We know that 1 in 8 women in our country will be affected by invasive breast cancer, unfortunately, at some point in her life. Let's make sure those women don't just get a manual exam that you can do at home, ladies. Let's get them the help that they need. There are over 13,540 community health centers that are ready to do that, and so many other services in our great country. That's the beauty of what we're doing today, is we're not just saying defund Planned Parenthood of the $1.5 million of taxpayer money they get every day. We're saying take those funds and help women. Every woman deserves access to care. Thank God we live in America, because look how many rural healthcare clinics there are. You'll see here, there are 13,000 federally qualified health centers in America, and there's 665 Planned Parenthood locations. If you want to know what that looks like in your state, on our Facebook page you can find out, but I pulled a couple numbers for us local folks. In Virginia, there are 7 Planned Parenthoods. There are 181 better options for women in Virginia. In Maryland, a small place in Maryland, there are 9 Planned Parenthoods. And there are 132 other options for women. And even up north, forgive me being a Yankee from New Jersey, but I had to look up north because things are different up there. Even in a small state like Rhode Island, where there's 1 Planned Parenthood, there are 46, almost 50 other healthcare options for women. Here's what we know. These other federally qualified health centers can provide the care that women need. Things like immunizations, things like diabetes and glaucoma screenings, radiological services, cardiovascular blood tests, bone mass measurements, pediatric eye, ear, and wellness visits. They have a nurse on staff. They are able to have emergency first responder care. That's great. Let's get our federal funds to those places that can actually help women and their families. You know, I look out here, and when we were driving up, we saw all the pink shirts, and we thought, oh no, Planned Parenthood's here. No, I want to take back pink, and I want to take back the way we think. We're taking back pink and the way we think about this issue because more millennials than ever are more pro-life, because we know that our brothers and sisters are being terminated. We know that our friends and family on college campuses are walking into the Planned Parenthoods that target college communities, where 80% of them are within 5 miles of college campuses, thanks to the work of Students for Life highlighting that. They're going in and looking for help. We have all this discussion of rape on college campuses. Well, Planned Parenthood's not helping any women. Planned Parenthood's not looking out for young girls that are stuck in abusive relationships. We want to make sure that our tax dollars are going to the best places. I think no matter how you feel about this issue, on the social issue side, if you come out and say a fiscal conservative side, I got to spend time with Alliance Defending Freedom's client, Sue Thayer. I wish you got to meet her. I wish she was here today. She was the former director of 2 Planned Parenthoods in Iowa. And she came out after 17 years of working there and talked about the amount of money Planned Parenthood was making. I'm going to tell you something you don't know. A packet of birth control is $2.98 for Planned Parenthood, thanks to the great discounts they get from pharmaceutical companies. Planned Parenthood bills the federal government $35 for that packet of birth control. The federal government, through Medicaid I should say, the federal government reimburses them $27 per packet. Okay, so I'm no mathematician, but that's about $25 of profit on each packet. They set up a system called C-mail so that they could mail packets of birth control to women. And if that got sent back, that packet, they turned around, billed the federal government again $35, got reimbursed $27 again, and then had the nerve to ask the woman who was already there through Medicaid for a donation. It makes sense that they made $127 million last year, guys. They are doing just fine, and they will do just fine without our taxpayer dollars. What's before us today is what I would say, at least in my lifetime, that I will think is the epitome of the opportunity to do something, to see our elected officials, to see our leaders do something on the life issue, and redirect funds away from Planned Parenthood that's caught up in way too many scandals towards federally qualified health centers that help women. Nancy Pelosi said this. I might agree with her, actually. Nancy Pelosi said this in a political article that was released today or yesterday about this issue, about what's going to happen when we pass a budget. And she said, quote, "This budget is a lot bigger than the ideology of a few in that caucus." She's right. This is about a lot more than a few people out there. This is about the American people that love life, love babies, and are going to fight for it. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for supporting the women, that you hear their stories. But also today when you lobby, share these stats. We have science on our side. Yes, we have stories on our side. And we have the stats behind knowing what Planned Parenthood's up to and how the American people don't want their money going to that. So thank you again.